Hi there, Lindsay here, the Frugal Crafter. It's time for Sat Chat. It's Sat Chat time. It's my brain's a little fried from the heat this week. I think we had record-breaking temperatures on Tuesday in Maine, and it's been warm all week. But luckily, usually if like we have a heat wave, it's also muggy, but it wasn't muggy. We only had like 44% to 45% humidity. So it didn't feel that bad. It was kind of like you step outside and it felt like you're stepping into like a dry sauna, which was actually kind of nice. I did spend a little time on the deck reading and on the porch. I mean, not too long, but it was kind of nice to feel like a dry heat like that. But I spent a lot of time down here in the studio working because it's been so nice and cool. I've been doing a bunch of sewing actually. I've made this like stack of little zipper pouches, which I don't know if you remember the video that I did. It was back in December, and I bought this like kind of on an impulse. Story of my life. I bought a pack of fabric. Like, look at this one. It's got paintbrushes on it. I bought this pack of like 10 by 10 fabric pieces from Martin's, and it was just a couple dollars. I'm thinking it might have been like $2.50. I don't remember. I'd have to go back and look at the footage, but it was really inexpensive. And I bought a bunch of little zippers, and I was thinking, oh, I can make little pouches. Did I need a bunch of little pouches? At the time, I did not, but now I have an idea for them. So, oh my gosh, look at this one with like the little paintbrushes and the rainbows and stuff. I'm not sure if I'm going to add tassels to the zippers. I did it on a couple. This has just a little tassel. I don't know. I don't know if I like the tassels or if it's just too, maybe the bigger tassels look better. And maybe I'll do no tassels. I don't know. But I mean, because you probably still want to open the pouch from the from the zipper pulling up from the tassel. So I'm not sure if I'm going to keep those or not. But yeah, so so I'm making a bunch of these, and I was sewing yesterday, having a great time down here, nice and cool. And then I went upstairs for a while, had dinner. I'm like, I'm gonna go down and do some more sewing. And then I'm like, I wonder what time it is, thinking it was probably 7. I looked up at the clock and it was like 9:30 at night. I was like, whoa, okay, wow. Surprised I don't have more pouches sewn. But it was kind of a fun little project, and it does feel good to like, when you buy something, because you have this like whim idea, you have this like, you get sparked, you know, because sometimes when you're thinking about buying your craft supply, you're thinking about all the different ways you're gonna use that craft supply. But that doesn't always happen. It doesn't always, you know, we don't have a very good idea of predicting what we're actually going to want to do with that craft supply, if anything, when we get it home. So it always feels nice when you, oh my God, I bought the thing and then I made the thing with it. That feels good. So I think after I finish filming Sat Chat, I'm going to film a little quick tutorial on how to make a little fabric zipper pouch, because it's great for storing stuff. And if you can make a fabric zipper pouch, you can make a cover for your throw cushion. You can make a pillowcase. You can make a curtain. You can replace a zipper in a jacket. You can do a lot of things with the skills that you learn by making a little zipper pouch. And plus it's a quick and easy project, and you get that yay, quick win feeling when you get it done. So, because I was kind of hemming and hawing, it's like, oh, do I want to bother filming this? These are really fun to make, but it's pretty simple. Probably anybody who sews already knows how to do it. But then one of the videos, actually not so much about making the zipper pouch, but convincing people why they should sew and why they should set their sewing machines up and just leave them up somewhere. Because I keep my sewing machine out all the time. I probably use it once a week. I probably do like one actual project a month, but I will use it sometimes more than once a week just for like repairs and alterations, just quick little things I don't even think about once I do it. I just kind of like, oh, I'll just go stitch that up real quick, or the dog chews through a new toy, well, I'll just go stitch it up really quick. You know, all those little things, they don't even register as projects because they're not really projects. It doesn't even register that I'm using this thing, but I am. And it's handy, but if I had to drag it out from its case every time, there's no way. I'd go buy a new this or that or throw it away, you know, rather than mending it and not having to rebuy something. So yeah, so I think that's going to be the focus of that video, because I mean, this isn't where you're going to come for a sewing tutorial, but this is where you're going to come for some inspiration on why you might want to do something. So instead of the how you sew the pouch, which I mean, I'll do that too, it's a real simple project, it's going to be more of the why you sew the pouch. Is that too deep for my YouTube channel? I don't know, but that's what I'm thinking about, and it's so satisfying to have like a stack of things you made. How many do I have so far? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I've got 12 here. I've got probably enough to make probably 8 more. So yeah, because I think it was a pack of 10 pieces of fabric. No, I think it was a pack of 20 10 by 10 pieces. So that makes 20 pouches. I think I was short a zipper somewhere, but, oh, and then I was thinking, well, my gosh, you can go to the Dollar Tree and buy a fabric pouch for $1.25, you know, can you even buy a zipper for that? I get my zippers at Martin's for either 4 for $1 or 2 for $1 for those short zippers. And then the fabric was cheap. And then I looked on Amazon and they had like a 12 pack of zippers for $10. And they had, you know, 70 packs of the 10 by 10 squares of fabric for like $10. So it's like, oh yeah, you totally can make this project as cheap as a Dollar Tree. And maybe cheaper, but not much cheaper, but it's just a fun little project and something that's going to give you the skills to do other things that you, if you're feeling intimidated by making a curtain or making a cover for a throw pillow. Because you go and buy throw pillows and they're expensive. I mean, they're anywhere from like $10 to $30 a piece, but you can just make a cover for ones you already have for way less, and you can toss them in the wash when you want to. And with zippers, you can zip them up and put them in, put them out. I like that. I do that all the time. I don't even know how old my throw pillows originally are because I always just make covers for them and that I can wash. So yeah, I hate spending money on throw pillows. I did buy a couple like yellow ones recently that are really cute and bright. And they're only $5 each because they were at the Dollar Tree Plus section, but they were a really cute color. They were this gold yellow color that matched these little chairs that we have in our living room perfectly. And then I just bought some fabric and I covered some of my other throw pillows because that's what I do. But anyway, that's just something I've been working on. I've had a pretty creative week. On Saturday night, this last weekend was the Orono Arts Fest, and I almost missed it because I didn't know anything about it. And then it was last weekend. It was I went to paint at the Botanical Gardens. I guess that was 2 Fridays ago. I think I told you about the Orono Arts Fest. I can't remember. The summer is flying by so fast. It always does. So I knew I wasn't going to be around Father's Day. So I went and grabbed pizza for my husband the day before. And I was driving back. I saw the sign that said Orono Arts Fest. And so I jotted down a quick note when the next time I stopped at a stop sign. And I looked it up. And they had a figure drawing class scheduled for Saturday night. So me and Karen and Angela went to that. It was great. I did some sketches. I posted them on the community tab here on YouTube. I posted them on my Instagram if you're curious and want to check them out. And it was so fun. I enjoyed it so much. It was a 3-hour session. It was like 2-minute poses, 5-minute poses, 20-minute poses, 1 30-minute, and then I think they finished up with a 15. So I ended up with a bunch of sketches that I really loved. And then the day before that, on Friday, we drove down to the More Manor, it's called. It's a lavender farm in Newport, and it is just so cute and picturesque. And there's all these little sitting areas with like wicker furniture with cushions, and you could sit and have a picnic lunch. And oh my gosh, it is so sweet. Everything is so picturesque and cute. There's tiny little like barn type sheds you can go in and sit, and oh, so cute. And they have stuff for sale. I bought a lavender plant that I haven't planted yet, it's still sitting in my living room, but I'll find some sunny spot in the yard to put it. And we painted there for a couple hours, but we got rained out, and and I brought my convertible down. Luckily, it's got an automatic top, but yeah, it was fun. It was fun to get out there and just go out and experience life and be creative. And then this coming Friday, we're going to go, because I'm filming this a little bit early because on Friday, I do Plein Air Friday where I'll go and paint somewhere. And we're going to go paint the food trucks on the waterfront in Bangor. So that'll be a lot of fun. I think that'll be really cool because I like to get people into the sketches too. And to be able to sketch people as they're waiting in line to order food, that might be really neat. And what else was I going to say? Oh, and I think food trucks or something like that is one of the prompts for World Watercolor Month this year. So I'm an ambassador for World Watercolor Month. I'm kind of a poor ambassador because I don't think I've mentioned it once this year, but I do all the days every year. Anyway, I will link down below to my World Watercolor Month merch. I don't make any money off that. All the proceeds go to a charity that promotes arts for children. So I will put that down below if you want to see it. It's got my daffodils that I did on the Phoenix canvas is the artwork on there. And so anyway, it's a 31 days of painting, the month of July, and there's a prompt every day. And I absolutely love it because, like I've mentioned before, summer is my slower time in my business, so I can spend time making a bunch of art, a bunch of like fabric pouches, or go out plein air painting, do things like that because I have that extra time. So World Watercolor Month. I think I have I successfully done it every year for the past few years? I'm trying to think, did I flake out? I flaked out on Inktober. I don't think I flaked out on World Watercolor Month, but I did find last year I didn't set an intention for the month of what I wanted to accomplish. And so I felt kind of disappointed when it was done. It's like, okay, I did that, but I didn't feel any like sense of pride. I felt kind of like, what did I do that for? You know what I mean? And I think sometimes like that you can get that way with challenges if you don't set an intention for your time. And I honestly don't know what my intention would be. Like when I went on the cruise, my intention was to sketch some memories and to sketch some people in my like quick sketches of people. And I did that. I didn't fill up the entire sketchbook. That was another intention, but that hasn't happened yet. Maybe I'll do some of those on World Watercolor Month in that book. But I think when you set an intention, then your like a challenge will become a little more meaningful. Like what is your goal? Like if my goal is to speed up my process and not be so fussy, I think that'll be a great goal for World Watercolor Month. The drawback is that I share my posts on Instagram, and there's definitely I should say the posts that do the best for me, the art posts that do the best for me on Instagram are ones that are heavily rendered, where it's like you're kind of polishing and putting a lot of mixed media in there and getting a really good, sharp, kind of finished image, whereas like looser sketches don't do as well. So if my goal is to speed up and to, just be quicker at sketching, which I think would actually be a really good goal for me, because I feel like I've gotten slower over the few years, but not necessarily better. Like I'm taking more time, but I'm taking more time on the polishing and not on the actual getting the accurate sketching. So maybe that's what my intention will be: accuracy in sketching, with maybe more of a quick watercolor application. I'm not sure. I got a few days to think about it. But World Watercolor Month starts July 1st. The prompt is up at Doodle. I think it's if you just Google World Watercolor Month prompts 2025, it'll come up. I believe it's on doodlewash.com is the website. But it's such a fun challenge. I screenshot the list and keep it on my phone, so then I can always have it with me. I've printed them out before and put them in the sketchbook, and that's a great idea. I should write on each sketch what the prompt is, because when I do the flip throughs after, I'm kind of like, what the heck? What was this one? What was that one? But it's fun. It's a fun like challenge I enjoy, but I don't enjoy it when I get to the end and I don't feel like I have progressed or it hasn't like achieved anything greater than me just doing something every day, which I do something creative every day anyway. So I don't know if I necessarily need that part of the challenge, but anyway, I got a few days to think about what my intention is going to be for the challenge, and I hope you join me. And if you do, I think the thing over the past year that disappointed me on the daily challenges, probably the last year and a half or so, is that Instagram made it so you couldn't search by hashtags. And that was part of the fun of doing an art challenge, is because like after I'd get mine done, because you'd have like Inktober and World Watercolor Month, you have a text prompt, you have a word, and you create based on that word. And it's fun to think up something to go with the word, and then to create the art, post it. Then I like to click on the hashtag and see how everybody else interpreted that prompt. That's so much of the fun of it. And now Instagram doesn't let you search by hashtags anymore. So it's hard to find other people that are participating in the prompt, and so I feel like that community is so fractured. And there is a World Watercolor Month Facebook group, but for whatever reason, I don't feel as comfortable posting. I mean, that's where I started, was in the World Watercolor Month Facebook group, just kind of posting there, but I don't know. I don't like that as much as posting on Instagram. That's the cool thing about posting on your own page, is that you have that little bit of digital real estate and people can come back and find you, versus it just kind of going in this endless feed soup of Facebook. I'd rather have it kind of like, I mean, not that, you don't really own any of your social media properties, but at least you have everything in one space. You know what I mean? A public space. Like Instagram's a public space. My Facebook profile is private. I have a business page, but my Facebook profile is private. But on Instagram, it's like, it's just art. I'm just posting art for the most part, and I'm just following art accounts, and it's more, I don't know, it's a little bit more inspiring. It's a little bit more free, I guess. I feel a lot more free there, because I know I'm not sharing anything personal, so I don't have to worry about who's seeing it or whatnot. Anyway, just something I'm thinking about. I love the art challenges, though. I think it can push you to level up, and I think maybe that's it. I didn't feel like I leveled up last World Watercolor Month, and I think it's because I didn't have an intention or something I was specifically trying to improve. Maybe I'll do portraits or something. I don't know. I've done different challenges with like improving a specific thing. Like my favorite Inktober year was the year I did hands. Every prompt had to have hands in it because I was really struggling with drawing hands. And then like when I was sketching at the figure drawing group the other night, I was looking back at the pictures and I was like, I love how her hands looked. You know, because I'm like, okay, I think that like busted me through whatever problems I was having sketching hands because I focused on it for an entire month. And it kind of broke through those things that were kind of catching me up, just kind of sticking me up. So, yeah, I just need to figure out the intention. Maybe it'll just be incorporating people in my sketches. And I think that would be a pretty good one to put in there. And then just finding different scenarios where I can sketch people in real life, because I do like that. You have to be stealthy when you're doing it in public, but I like that because then you have to be quick and accurate. And I think improving my speed and accuracy is something I want to shoot for. Book recommendations. People say they like my book recommendations. Well, I have a couple. One was just completely, I'm not fully done either of these books, by the way, full disclosure, but I popped into the library on Saturday. Our local library is open 2 hours on Saturday, and I had to run to the post office to mail something for my daughter Lila, and on the way back I popped into the library. Mind you, I have a library book that I started from the Bangor library that is due. I really should finish because I'm not far enough into it to say whether I really like it or not. It's giving me Glass Castle vibes, big time. It's called Holler Rat, and it was in the art section and not in like the fiction or autobiography section or anything. It was in the art section because it's about an artist who I've never heard of before. She's contemporary. But anyway, if you like the Glass Castle, you might like that. I'm not that far into it, so I can't really give a book review. But I feel pretty confident in recommending the book Bunny. Ava, I'm trying to think, what's her... it's got a fluorescent pink cover with a black silhouette of a bunny, and the writing is in yellow. The book is Bunny. It was written in the last couple of years. Anyway, it was on the new shelf and it just caught my eye, and it had a Margaret Atwood like blurb on the front. And I'm like, oh, I'll give it a shot. And it is, I'm not exactly sure what I'm reading, but it's very entertaining. It's a little unhinged, and it's like if you took the movie Heathers and The Craft and you mashed them together, I think you would end up with this book. So it's just kind of a fun, weird book that I'm enjoying. So that book Bunny. And then the other book I'm reading is by Garth Hendricks, and it's the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires. And I am absolutely loving it. I downloaded it on an audiobook. They had both the ebook and the audiobook on the online download library. It was another thing on a lark. I'd seen a little blurb on Facebook. Somebody had said, oh, this is my favorite author, and had this bookshelf with all these Garth Hendricks books, and I'm like, I've never heard of him. And then so I looked him up on my library app, and I recognized I think one of you guys recommended the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires before, and I think it's because the cover of that looks so similar to the cover of The Peach Keeper, and which I had read, and I think I confused it, and I was thinking I already read that one too. And as I recall, that was a pretty good book, and I don't remember much about it. But anyway, so I downloaded the audiobook version of it because I've been listening to podcasts for the last month. I haven't been listening to any audiobooks, and I was feeling the brain rot creeping in. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to listen to that. And oh my gosh, I am absolutely loving it. I have barely been able to press pause on that book because it's been so good. The woman that is narrating that is phenomenal. At first I wasn't sure because her narrator voice was very precise, and it was just very precise and enunciated, and I was like, oh, I don't know about this narrator. But then she gets in doing the characters' voices, and I'm like, oh, she's good. So I'm not sure the narrator, but the audiobook is the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires, and gosh, it gives me fried green tomatoes vibes, honestly. It's very Southern, or, what a Yankee imagines Southern ladies to be like, I should say. It's very Southern, and it's very Gothic. I would say it's a little bit Gothic. Very fried green tomatoes. I'm getting Fanny Flagg meets Stephen King vibes in this book, but really, really enjoying it. So there you go. I'm sure... it's funny, I don't recommend all audiobooks because I know some people just aren't really into audiobooks, but when you get an audiobook with a really good narrator, I can listen to anybody read an audiobook, honestly, because then your brain takes over and starts imagining everything. But when you get a really good audiobook narrator, then that's special. That's special. So I'm really enjoying that book. What else do I have for lists here? What do we? Oh, right. We got 8 minutes left. All the time in the world. Oh my gosh, so I have another video coming up that I filmed this week. It's going to be out next Monday, or this coming Monday, I should say. And it is a comparison between 3 different popular styles of field easel, because you know I like to do a lot of plein air painting. Ironically, most of the time when I plein air paint, I am bringing a little backpack that I have that's got a seat built in, and I sit with a sketchbook on my lap. That's normally what I will use for watercolor, but if I'm using pastels, oil paints, acrylics, anything like that, then I'll bring usually my French easel. But I want to compare French easel, pochade box, which are pretty standard things you can find from tons of different companies. You can find them at secondhand shops. You can buy them secondhand. They're everywhere, and pretty affordable too nowadays. And then just like a fairly new, just lightweight watercolor field easel, just to compare those 3 styles to see what people, if any of those might suit people's needs, the pros and cons of each. So that video is coming up Monday. I weighed each of them because it's like the thing that I'll just tell you, my favorite's French easel, but it's so heavy. It's like, especially when you fill it with stuff. And for me, that's I have to be able to drive to wherever I'm going to paint, and that's not always possible. If you want to hike, if you're going to be climbing up a mountain, you know, you're not going to have very much weight on you, other than your own, which is plenty. And yeah, so if I'm bringing the French easel, it's definitely, and because the French easel that I've had for 30 years has a handle. It doesn't have a strap. It doesn't have, that's why I asked for the the art comber bag that I showed you last week that I mended because it ripped again. And it was too small to hold my French easel anyway, and I thought maybe my French easel is bigger than standard. No, it's the same size as all the other ones that I've seen. So, I don't know. But there's just so many options out there, so I thought that comparison might be helpful. I think I need to do a playlist of plein air gear, because I know I do a couple every year of just different plein air things, and a couple of years ago I had this highfalutin idea that I was going to get out every possible iteration of plein air gear I have and do it all in one video, and that was so overwhelming that I'm like, that would be a 3-hour-long video. Nobody would watch that. That's just way too much. And the thing is, we're all going to have our favorites. No 2 artists are going to pick the exact same setups. You know, what's perfect for me is not going to be perfect for somebody else. And what's perfect for me for watercolor is not what's perfect for me for oil pastel or soft pastel or oil paints or whatever I happen to want to take out at the moment. So it's fun to try different things too. And as you grow and change, your technique changes, the supplies you like to bring change, your setup is going to change. So I think I'll just need to do a big playlist of, if I don't have one already. I might already have one. I don't know. A big playlist of travel art supply videos. And I have no idea why my water pump is going off. You probably can't even hear it. I'm always so paranoid about that. But I'm the only one in the house. Or am I? Ooh, I've been listening to creepy books. I think I am. I should be, anyway. So, yeah, so that's coming up. Hopefully it's helpful. Sometimes you do a video and you're like, geez, I don't know. Is this going to be helpful to anybody? And then you'll place a video, it's like, I have this quick idea, I'm just going to throw it up there. It took you like 10 minutes to film, you didn't even edit it, and that's the one that gets 1 million views. And then something else that you've labored over for days editing and stuff, like nobody watches. You never know. Oh my gosh, it's like playing a slot machine, I swear. I think that that's why I don't gamble, because I feel like I probably have a gambler's heart, maybe, because I've been doing YouTube for 15 years, and any sane person would have quit 7 years ago, I think. But I'm just like, nope, the next one's right around the corner. Nope, that next big hit's right around the corner. Okay, these 4 videos did poorly, so the next one's gonna do good. I'm due for a win. You know what I mean? I think I have a gambler's mentality, so that's why I don't gamble, if my YouTube career is any sort of indication. But no, it's fun. It's a fun career, and I like that I get to try different things and show different things all the time, which probably having a variety channel is not the best idea, but it's kept me interested. And look at how many people start YouTube channels and just flake out because they get bored doing the same thing, or channels that just never change, and then their audience outgrows them. So I don't know. You gotta do what you're interested in if you can, I think. But let's see, do I have anything else on my list? I don't know. I put all these random little notes. It was funny, I was out painting with my friend Karen, and I had my notes app open, and she looked over there, and I just said these random strings of words. She's like, what? Murder taxi driver? What? Quintessential what? You know, I think it was like murder taxi driver, quintessential pelican. I just thought it was a random list of words. She's like, what is that list? I'm like, that's my brain, friend. That's what you signed up for. Yeah, you probably want to go run for the hills. But, okay, yeah, I think I've talked about everything on my list, so that's good. I've been trying to fill up this sketchbook here. I've actually been doing a bunch of little sketches that I haven't even taken photos of, because probably they're not that interesting, I think. I was, I don't know, sometimes you just need to fart around, you know? It's just like, I can't settle down into a big idea right now. I just need to put some paint on paper. I need to play with some brushes. I need to play with some pigments. I need to, like this, I made this sketchbook last year because I was, I wanted to make sure I was really in good practice on making sketchbooks. So I was about to leave to France and I was going to be doing that sketchbook demo, and I'm like, I want to make another sketchbook. Oh, I love how this one came out. People. I wanted to make another sketchbook before I left, and I had all these like random pieces of paper, and I wasn't even sure if the watercolor paper was any good because I found them in my filing cabinet in the room of hoard, and I tore them down like 20 years ago. By some miracle, they were all still good. I had some Fabriano Uno paper. I had some Nujabi handmade cotton paper from India. I had some Strathmore Aquarius 2 paper, and they're all like, they're all quarter sheets or eighth sheets, so I tore them down, and when I tore them down originally, they were not the most perfectly torn down, so this is a pretty janky looking book, but I kind of like it. But now I'm kind of to the point where I just have the Nujabi paper, and that's such a rough texture that it's not great for everything, but I still have a bunch of pages and I want to finish it up. And I swear, I've got so many watercolor sketchbooks that are like this close to being done. And I want to do sketchbook tours, because talk about easy content. Talk about lazy content this girl likes right here. When those are done, then I'll be able to do some flip throughs and then parse those out. Which, you know what? I love to watch a sketchbook tour. I don't know what it is about it, but I love to watch artists flip through their sketchbooks and tell me why they painted the things they painted, why they were inspired. What was it about that? Like James Gurney, like what was it about that snowbank in a Hannaford parking lot that said, yes, I'm gonna paint that? And I love hearing artists talk about why. And it's like, nobody wants to know how to sew a pouch. It's pretty easy. I don't think anyone needs to know how, but they need to know why. And just like creating art, why, right? How to create art. Does it matter how we create our art? Because art is cheap these days. People use the AI models, and they can make pictures. They can make picture upon picture upon picture in seconds. But an artist will tell you why they made the picture, why they drew it, how they drew it, what products they used, what inspired them, what was it that made them make something from nothing, turn that blank sheet of paper into a masterpiece or into a sketch or into something. What made them do it? And I think that's where art comes from. It's a story of the soul behind it, the story of the person behind it, because anybody can type a prompt. Sorry, said what I said, but not everybody will. Not everybody will. Anybody can, not everybody will put the time and energy into actually creating something tangible. So that's why I'm interested in the sketchbook flip throughs. And hey, you can let me know what you think in the comments below. I'm out of time. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, happy crafting. Bye!